I thought I would do a summary update. I got to Greenspoint Transit Center at about 1, and it was pretty isolated. There's only like maybe 5 or 6 people there total. And I wasn't sure, but I was very strongly prompted, okay, I need to set up and do a handout here. And I had just gotten off my bus, and I had the sign on the cart, and I had gotten about 10 feet, and this lady stopped me, and she wanted Bibles. And so, I set her up, and then I kept going, and then the little lady came. She just kept looking, very mystified at the crates that I had with the Bibles. I had 2 crates with Bibles, and then signs on the crates that said, and then I was just telling people, help yourself. And she just kept looking at it. She was looking at me, and she's like, free Bibles. And I said, yes, ma'am. Help yourself, as many as you want. And she said, how did you know? I've been asking God for a Bible for 3 days. I just got down here from Dallas. I had to leave my Bible behind. That's not me. That's him. Jesus sent me to, set up. So I did. And I gave her a couple. And what I like is I have these really cute little small ones in addition to the full-size ones. And these were very, very popular with the parents. It's a kid New Testament. It has Psalms and Proverbs also, which I love to get out to people. Something with Psalms and Proverbs in it because, I really like the Psalms. So, I did about 8 or so, and then I noticed there was this lady walking up and down, and she was haranguing the people waiting on the buses. Do you know Jesus? Are you saved? What's your relationship with the church? And I'm like, no. This is not how I operate. I guess it's easier to say my where I live with evangelism. I pray, do my Bible study at home. I pray off and on through the whole day. I especially like to pray walking home from work at night. And when I'm doing a handout, I pray. I recruit my friends to pray. And there's a lot of soaking everything in prayer. I think is so important. And I read the Bible, and I ask God to show me what message He has. Now, today was interesting because 3 times in my Bible study, I have, a couple of Bibles and devotionals and stuff. 3 times it talked about Jesus getting spit on. So I thought, am I going to get spit on today? No, not today at least. Not yet. But when I go do it, my approach is there's a sign on the cart, unless I'm at Joe B's or my store, because they, have said something. And if you want a Bible, I will happily give you one. But I'm not going to push anything on somebody who's not willing. And a lot of cars don't quite get that. When I'm doing a handout, they'll come up to the intersection and they'll stop like down where that fire hydrant is, because they're afraid that I'm going to shove a Bible on them even though they don't want it. No. I'm not going to. Because 1, it's wasting a Bible. 2, they'll ask for it when they're ready. I had a guy who told me one day, today's the day. I said, what do you mean? He said, I've been driving past you for years now, and today's the day I'm going to get a Bible. So sometimes it takes years. But if I go out, if I'm faithful, if I'm there with the sign, which is getting a little chewed up, see that? All I'm required to do is just to be present with the sign and to love on anybody who gets in my circle. So I smile, I wave, I blow kisses sometimes, especially at buses. Sometimes at cars, if I'm just led to do that. But, it's all about smiling and waving and being welcoming, inviting, but it's up to you. It is 100% your choice what actions happen. I'm not pushing anything on you. And even with the candy lady stuff, I just give them the candy with the gospel material in it. What they do with the gospel material is 100% up to them. They can throw it away. They can leave it in the break room. They can take it home. They can read it. They can give it to somebody. But it's their choice. I'm not pushing anything on them. And I have a few drivers who will say, no, I don't want that. And I respect that. So I was just very horrified, basically, at this attitude of just running around and haranguing people. And, the recipients were just getting defensive. And I'm like, okay, this is not going to work for Handout. She's, poisoning the water here. So I caught a 56, and I went to Imperial Valley and Greens Road, where I did several more Bibles. And one of them, it was really fun. This older gentleman came up to me. He said, do you have that easy-to-read version? I said, well, you mean a large print? And I pulled out a large print NLT. And he said, something that's easy to understand. I said, well, this is both. It's got large print and it's easy to understand. He's like, okay, I'll take that. And he's looking through it. He shopped a little. We got a few other things. But, and the moms really, really like these kid Bibles. So my friend sent them to me. I had asked for the adult version, and he said, he was just glad to get some kid ones too. So these are the adult version. He sent them, and I'm glad he did because they've been popular. And it's small. Well, that's what I like, because some people want a small Bible. And what I like to do sometimes is to give them a small Bible and a big Bible. I had a guy, two Spanish guys at different occasions came up, and they took a large Spanish Bible and a small Spanish Bible. So, and I'm always happy to do that. And almost everything in this buggy was entirely self-funded. So, except for those little Bibles. And, that's thank you, Lord, that, I can do that. I don't care who buys the Bibles, if it's me, if somebody else. But if I need it, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to get it somehow. So, I may be eating beans and rice for a while. I eat a lot of lentils. But, so that, and I was out at Imperial Valley and Greens for probably another hour and a half. And, I just felt like, okay, we're done. So I went home. And, but it was good. And I still have plenty left too. I did about half of what I brought. So that means this buggy is all set up. All I have to do is basically grab it and go if something comes up, which is really wonderful that it's already mobilized, basically. So, I like that, and I don't need to use the buggy for something else right now, so I can do that. And who knows, but it's just, I had planned to go out and do some kind of handout today anyways, because it's coming up on Valentine's, and that can be a hard holiday for people. I got very, very depressed back in '92, Valentine's, very depressed. But so I like to go out for holidays, and I dressed up too. I have this cute little dress. It's actually very comfortable to distribute in. I'm gonna wear it to work on Valentine's. It's comfortable enough. I can do that. It's got a symmetrical hem. It's very cute. We sell it at Walmart. So it was by Madden. It's about $20, and I was gonna do the handout anyway, but I felt it was very important when there were all these violent actions going on over at the Greens Point area, that had to happen. And one of them involved, a Metro bus. And I'm very protective of my recipients and the Metro bus employee population are my recipients. Just like half the homeless people in Northwest Houston. Random fried chicken workers, if you're my recipient, I'm very protective of you. I'm a very protective person. So I wanted to go out and kind of just, I feel like I did that. And ideally I would like to go to like Acres Homes tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to have the energy for it, because I had today off, I have tomorrow off, and my next day off is a week from now. So, at the very least, I need to do some cooking and some meal prep. Some cleaning, and we'll see how it goes. And this is the gas that is never finished. It has been 5 years in the making, and it is pitch black at night, and I have to walk through all that, which is dark at night, every night, but I got angel armies. Anyways, that's it.